Morning. We're gonna go out here and do some creek walking, see what we can find this time. I'm in the same creek. This time we're gonna be going north. I'm like maybe a half mile down the creek, down south of the creek. I'm gonna go north this time towards where the bottles are originating, out of that corner of the dump. I have to walk through some water this time, so I've got a little better shoes on. I normally like to wear like a combat boot slash construction work boot or something, but those are good, they're waterproof and stuff, but you don't really want to get much over your ankles deep in those things. I might be walking through knee-deep water this morning. This is also, if you look back at some of my older videos, in June of 2019 I posted a video of this location. It's been since then since I haven't been back here, and I found a very large metal box that was from the mid-1800s. It had hammered edges and soldered seams. I mean, that's definitely mid-1800s construction. This here being further down the creek, it's actually closer to, I think there was a railroad station close to here at one point, a small railroad station, or some kind of I don't know what they call them, a railhead or a spur. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it was called, a spur, because I think there was also a quarry a little further down here. So I think some of the stuff closer to here, there's still a lot of glass down this way. The glass is probably more beat up by the time it gets to this location, but there's a bunch of other stuff out here other than just glass, you know. So let's get to it, see what we got. That's going south down the creek, and this is going north up the creek, and that's the direction we're gonna go. As you can see, I mean, there's already glass right here in front of us. I mean, it's like some kind of a pinkish color of sorts. I don't know. There's the bottom of something. Never know. Just keep our eye out. Just keep looking. There might be some uranium. I don't know. I'll keep it for now. I usually, when I get home, I usually just shine my flashlight right in my bucket, and I can see what all the uranium I found or not. I'm sure this water is going to be freaking cold this morning. There's a piece of that's some of that sapphire glass. That, you see that? What is that? Huh. No idea what that was. There's more of it. Weird. No idea what that is. Huh. Yeah, see what I got there. That's over knee deep right there. I ain't doing that. No thanks. I'm gonna take my sunglasses off because I think I can see better. See, there's just so much glass over here. It's all broken though. I mean, just everywhere you look. I mean, there's a piece of white, there's a piece of green, there's a piece of metal, blue and clear, and I mean, there's just tons of glass all over the place. Blue, and it's all broken by the time it gets down here though, because it's tumbled for like a half mile down the creek at this point. There's got to be some whole bottles out here, you would think. It's probably an orange golf ball. Alright, here's where our feet get wet. Let's find out if it's cold. Ooh, yeah, that's cold. There's that little white flake right there. That's the like a porcelain lid to a mason jar. I got a little stack of those. I can't say that I find a fair amount of those. I wouldn't say I find tons of them, but I have a little stack of 6 or 7 of them, I think. Come on, feet. Whoa, man, that water's cold. My feet hurt. It's alright. It's like 55 degrees out here this morning. See, when I found that metal crate, it was up in the bank. I'm sure we'll come up on the spot where I found it, because I had to dig a fairly large hole to get it out. It's pretty crazy looking. Speaking of which, I think I'll go copy the link of that video and put it in the description. So if you want to see that, just go in the description. There's some garbage. I've also got a little net thing with me, so that it's like a unfolding kind of a net, so I can reach down into deep water and pull something out without having to reach into like shoulder deep water, you know. There's a jar, it's blue color. More garbage. I found a homeless camp out here before too. I've actually found a few homeless camps out here. Garbage. Yeah, there's a rubber glove. I ain't touching that. Sorry. There is supposedly a local crew of people called Stream Team or something like that that does something similar to what I'm doing right here, except they mainly focus on removing trash. They're not really looking for anything else that I'm aware of, but they kind of go through these creeks from time to time. I don't really know. I've just kind of looked them up and I know they exist. And like for example, when I found that, and that's the location right there actually, I think. When I'd found this metal crate, or metal box, it was really trashed. It was all rusted out and stuff, and I didn't think that it was worth trying to take home or anything. It was cool digging it out and fun and whatever, but I wasn't going to take it home, and I dragged it out the middle of the creek, and I came out literally like a week later to see if it was still here, and it was gone. And I don't think that I had I don't know what happened. I think somebody else came out here and found it or something. I don't know. But that's right where it was, right there. You can still see kind of the area where I dug out. There was all kinds of bunch of other metals crap over here too. Like I saw the top of, like you can see that rim right there. That's part of a metal ring of some sort, like an old steel drum or something that was all rusted out. So I mean, there's got to be all kinds of stuff buried in these banks. I mean, who knows where that box had come from? It was buried deep though. It's got that Owens Glass Company logo on the bottom, but see how it's so tumbled at this point. I mean, you can barely read anything on the bottom of it. There's got to be like another catch point that I'm heading into that will be where a lot of the other bottles get caught up on. Because I don't know how far an entire whole intact bottle can make it down this creek. I really don't. I don't know. I've never found an entire intact bottle this far down the creek. I will say that. I found as many as 50 in one day up close to that corner of the dump. Huh. That's interesting. Looks like there used to be a tree right there. There's like some roots growing in different directions, but the tree is long gone. Had somebody else mention on one of my other videos. I think it was a video where I was showing the comparison between the two black powder revolvers that I have. The guy mentioned that the volume wasn't the best in that video, and I could possibly agree. I don't have any kind of high-end studio equipment. I do all this stuff on my cell phone. These creek walking videos are a nice volume because, I mean, the phone's right in front of my face and I'm talking, but that video I did with the revolvers, it was, the phone was above me pointing down, and I was looking down at my desk talking, so my voice wasn't pointed at the phone, and I'm sure that was part of the problem. Oh man, my feet hurt again. Whew. There's more of those water pipes from the treatment facility. Oh. Oh, let's get out of the water for a second. Oh. There's kind of an old brick. So that would have been the outside face of the brick, and then those grooves on the three sides would have been where they would have been mortared together with the other bricks. Those look like how that one was designed. I bet you that's some uranium glass. It looks like it. And there's that emblem again. Hey, if anybody knows what that is, and you know, throw in the comments. Looks like an A with like some kind of like an archway over top of it or something, you know. I'm gonna keep that because I think it's uranium. That would be some, I'd call that cobalt glass. Sure. Probably from a Vicks bottle. This stuff right here, I've always thought this stuff looked weird when I find it streaks. It looks like something oily is like bubbling out of the ground right here, kind of thing. And I think what this is there's some kind of an iron oxide deposit right here. If you were to like dig this out and heat it and compress it and heat it and compress it and try and refine as much as you can eventually get some kind of a metal content, I think. I've seen some people do that on YouTube. That dude, Primitive Technology, I think I saw him do it once. That looks like the bottom of that other cup I found the other day. Isn't it that green one with the... Who knows? I saw something else here a second ago. What did I see? We've got like that other bottle the other day. I couldn't believe I missed that bottle. I'm sitting there watching the video and I was like, I saw myself walk right over top of a nice brown bottle. I was like, oh man, thing looked intact. Woo. Time for the feet to hurt again. That's probably the edge of a toilet or something, would be my guess. Find some toilets out here from time to time as well. Somebody's shirt. There's a piece of milk glass. Melted blob. Yeah, it is. Ooh, it's actually bigger than I thought it was. Huh. I'd have no idea about either of those, but they're definitely melted together. That's interesting. Put it up on the bank. This nice glove. Yeah, it is. Oh, what the? There's a pair of gloves. They were side by side. How do you find a pair of gloves side by side out in the middle of nowhere? Huh? That's wild. What else is right here? There's the mouth to a Vicks jar, definitely. Didn't go very far. Do a little sewer or water pipes. I see something weird. It's honestly not that cold out here. I mean, 55, there's zero wind. Plus, I mean, like, I'm down in a creek. There's like, you know, that easily goes up, oh, I don't know, 50 feet, 40 feet, something like that, 50. So, I mean, the wind today is only like 3 or 4 miles an hour, so it's actually pretty nice out here, other than my feet being cold, but I have some wool socks on to help. Wool tends to help keep its thermal properties, even when it's wet, where cotton and some other fabrics don't tend to do that. What is that? It's an old 7-Up bottle. Wow, it actually says Columbia, Missouri on it. Focus. It's got that Owens Glass Company marker with a 7, so that'd be 1937. I wonder when 7-Up came about. I need to do some research about 7-Up because I really don't know a lot about them. I know a fair amount about Coca-Cola. I don't know a lot about them people. I mean, it would be super awesome to find one of those Hutch bottles out here, but I don't know that that's ever going to happen. I found one of the tops. And that was a long time ago. I found that years ago, further down the creek than where I am now, even further south. Another Owens Glass, 1937. It could be some uranium glass. I'm gonna save it. I don't think it is, but I'll save it just in case. It's a nice color blue. Huh, weird. That almost looks like it was shot. What in the world? Oh. You know what I think that is? I think that's where, this is a jar that had one of those, it's got like a lid with a rubber seal that's got like a metal hinge with like a clasp. Like you've seen some older beer bottles that are like that, where they've got like a rubber stopper on the top that you've got like a metal latching thing that latches down. And I think that's on the side where the part of the metal hinge connected into the glass. There would have been one on the other side as well. That would be my guess on that. I think I'm right. I'm not going to save that. Look cool though. There's more, possibly some iron oxide stuff. Nice blue. piece of milk glass jar. Something else right beside it. What is that? Some kind of knob of some sort. Weird. It's a Pond's. I have a bunch of these. That would have said Pond's. This would have been one of the larger ones. As far as I'm aware, they made 3 different sizes that were shaped like this. I have several of each. Alright, I think we're going to make this one a little two-part as well. So that's it for this moment. See you back tomorrow.